Before getting started, let's try this warm-up. First, simplify these expressions. To do this, you gotta use what you learned in the last lesson about collecting like terms. Once you've done that, try this challenge. Create two binomials so that when you add them together, you end up with a trinomial. This one is potentially difficult, but I'm sure you can figure it out. So pause the video and try the warm-up, and we'll check back in later. So the first one, find your like terms. 5t minus t is 4t. 6v plus 2v is 8v. So your expression simplifies to 4t plus 8v. For the second one, again, collect your like terms, add them together. a minus 4a is minus 3a. Remember, if you don't see a number in front, that means the coefficient is 1. So 1 minus 4 is minus 3. Minus 7m minus 2m is minus 9m. And 3 plus 9 is 12. So this expression simplifies to minus 3a minus 9m plus 12. Now I've shown you just an example that I came up with of two binomials that when you add them together you get a trinomial. So remember, a binomial means you have two terms. So there's two terms in this binomial, there's two terms in this binomial. When you add them together you end up with a trinomial because the only like terms are the terms with an m in them. So I can add those together to get 6m, but the other terms can't be added together. So they're left alone. I'm left with a trinomial, an expression with three terms. Now, there's kind of an infinite number of possible answers you could have written here. If you're not sure if yours actually worked out, just ask me and I can help you with that. We're moving along in our study of algebra. We're on the third lesson in algebra now, and this lesson is about the distributive property. So I'm going to tell you what it is and how you use it in algebra. But first, I want to just illustrate the idea of the distributive property with this example. You don't need to write this down. This is just my explanation. So here I have two rectangles. The first one is just the rectangle. The second one, I have the rectangle divided up into two sections. The width of the rectangle is 3 units in either case. The length is x plus 2. So some number plus 2. Now in the second rectangle, it's the same size and shape, but I've divided the length into the x and the 2. So just bear with me here. These are the exact same rectangle, but I'm going to find the area of the whole shape in two different ways. So first, you need to remember how to calculate the area of a rectangle. Well, it's length times width. So if I look at this rectangle, the length is x plus 2, the width is 3. So if I multiply those together, I get the area is 3 times x plus 2, the width times the length. Now over here, I can get the total area by adding the smaller areas of each section. So for the first section, what's the area? Well, length times width, it's 3 times x. For the second section, it's length times width. Well, it's 3 times 2. So if I add that together, I get 3x plus 6 as my total area. Over here, the area is 3 times x plus 2. But remember, these are the same rectangles, so these area expressions are equal to each other. Now, why is this important? Well, the picture is this. If I have an expression where I have a number in front of the brackets, you can use the distributive property to drop the brackets. So 3 times x plus 2 is the same as 3 times x plus 3 times 2. 3 times x plus 3 times 2. So this is what I mean. When expressions have brackets, we simplify using the distributive property. And why is it called distributive? Well, the number in front of the brackets is distributed to each term in the brackets. Let's do some examples. Here I have some expressions, and they all involve brackets. And I'm asked to expand. So when you expand, all that means is you multiply out the brackets so that you end up with an expression that has no brackets. So this is where the distributive property comes in. I'm going to distribute the number in front of the brackets to each term inside the brackets. So I can do -5 multiplied by m and -5 multiplied by +4. So when you see a number in front of brackets, it means everything inside the brackets gets multiplied by that number in front. That number in front gets distributed across each term. So -5 times m is -5m. And -5 times +4 is -20. So my expanded form is -5m minus 20. It's called expanded form because we don't have any brackets. So now in the next expression, 3 times 2t plus 8. So remember, we're going to distribute the 3 to the 2t and also to the 8. So 3 times 2t is 6t. 3 times 8 is 24. So my expanded form is 6t plus 24. Down here, it's the same thing. We've got -2 multiplied by 4r squared minus r plus 3. The only reason some people find this tricky is because they don't know what to do with the exponent. Well, remember, it's just the coefficients that get multiplied. So it's -2 times 4, which is -8, but the r squared stays the same. And it's -2 times -1r. So you got a negative times a negative, that's positive. 2 times 1 is 2, so it's plus 2r. Then we have -2 times +3, that's -6. So our expression is -8r squared plus 2r minus 6. And this last one, some people find this tricky because they don't see the number in front. Remember, if you don't see the number, that means it's a 1. So it's -1 multiplied by each term in the brackets. So you should end up with -6q plus p minus 7. A shortcut to this is if you just have a negative sign in front of the brackets, you basically are just switching all the signs within the brackets. So 6q becomes -6q, minus p becomes plus p, plus 7 becomes minus 7. That's if you have a negative sign in front. And these last examples summarize what you learned in the last lesson about collecting like terms and what we did in this lesson about expanding out the brackets. So you're asked to expand and simplify. So expand is what we did in the previous example. Simplify is what you did in the last lesson with collecting like terms. So I'm just going to get you to pause the video and try to expand and simplify both of these expressions. And then you can check back in to see how you did. When you expand out the brackets, 5 times x is 5x. 5 times -3 is -15. +2 times x is +2x. +2 times +7 is +14. Like terms are 5x plus 2x, which is 7x, and -15 plus 14, which is -1. So the simplified expression is 7x minus 1. For the second example, 3 times 2p is 6p, 3 times 4q is 12q, negative p, negative 2q. Like terms, 6p minus p is 5p, 12q minus 2q is 10q. So this is a good summary of the last two lessons. If you got through this, I think you're doing great. If you still need some help, please let me know and I will do my best to help you. Otherwise, move on to the practice questions.